I asked my crypto community, what is stopping you from retiring your entire bloodline? Here's some of the results that I got. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can do it too. Because personally, I want to do the same thing. So I asked ChatGPT, what is the exact amount that you need to retire, depending on what country you live in. Now, if you're in the UK or from the UK, you're going to need about $30,000 a year to live a moderate lifestyle. And if you want to live a really good lifestyle, you're talking about $50,000. Anywhere else around the world, to be fair, it's quite interesting that Europe and the USA is about the same. But when it comes to places like Thailand, you're talking about $18,000, and Malaysia. But we're not in this game to simply just retire for a year. We want to retire for a lifetime. We want to retire our entire bloodline. So when it comes to generational wealth, the numbers are actually quite higher. And I thought this was important to start the video because whenever you start anything, you want to start with the end in mind. You want to start with that goal. You need to know exactly how much you want to actually make in this market so you have that goal to chase. And an interesting factor is when you look at the data, right, especially when it comes about 50K a year, if you want to retire for 30 years and not make no money, then you actually only need $1.5 million. Now, if $1.5 million sounds like quite a lot to you, don't worry, because there's people inside of this meme coin space turning thousands of dollars into millions of dollars. Literally, even on my channel, you've seen I've turned a few $1,000s into hundreds of thousands of dollars and also millions of dollars live. So you can do the exact same thing too. You just need to have a strategy and a goal with the end in mind. Another interesting thing is when it comes to generational wealth by regions, you can see that for 3 generations, you need about $4.5 million to $7.5 million, right? And the retirement cost annually in USA, you need about $5.4 million to $7.2 million. But when you're looking at emerging markets like Thailand and Mexico, you actually don't need a lot. 3 generations, you can live for about 1.3 million to about $2.25 million. Now, this all is without owning assets that appreciate. This is all without owning investments that appreciate with things like Bitcoin. We know that every 4 years, Bitcoin has a completely new cycle, which you're going to see multiple X's and gains. So if you complete a cycle, let's say by the end of this cycle, and you make, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, and you look after that money and invest it well into Bitcoin again, you could be multiplying that every 4 years, meaning that you could be creating more and more generational wealth simply by being focused on what I'm about to show you in this video. Now, you're probably asking, okay, this is great, but do I have enough time left to actually make this amount of money? Because I've only got a few $1,000s in my bank account or even a few $100s. Well, let's have a look. When we have a look at the market, this is how I like to look at the entire market cycle. I like to use something called market cycles, right? Each 4 years, you have a new market cycle. Now, this is approximately, this isn't the exact times, but it's the times I personally like to follow. One of the things you have is this current 4th halving. This is when Bitcoin gets harder to mine. Every time, guys, Bitcoin gets harder to mine, the price tends to go up after. That's when you have the quote-unquote bull market, which is funny because after every halving, you also have the election year. And the election, if is bullish, which to be bullish now, Trump has to get elected or Kamala, whatever happens, right? You're going to see some volatility in the market. In my opinion, if you see obviously the other side get elected, because I don't want to get bloody shadow banned, you'll see that the market will get very, very bullish. You know who that needs to be, right? Now, if we look at the last cycle, we've seen that after the halving, okay, to the near enough top of the market, it was about 352 days. If we look at this time to the top of the market, and we go 352 days, obviously it's not going to be exact, but it's always around 300 days, right? You'll see that we're already halfway there. We're actually halfway through this bull market, but most people don't actually realize that. So if you've ever seen that meme like this, it's time to lock the fuck in, right? Because there is not long left until we reach the near top, right? We might see this cycle be extended because obviously, this period of time was very small, very long. And also this bear market that we had was actually the longest bear market that we've ever seen. So this could be the longest bull market that we've ever seen, right? But estimated, okay, if we're halfway there, that means we have about 150 days left, right? 3 to 6 months left of this market. Now, this period of time, alt season, is normally where you see BTC start to come down, alts really start to pick up and rip, but it's the time to be like cashing out and taking profits. It's not the time to be like, right now it's time to get in. It's the time when you see most people finally decide to get in, but that's when they get wrecked, right? You always hear the stories about, okay, I came into this market in 2017. If we rip back to 2017, right? This is where most people came into the market. But after that, we went straight into the bear market, right? You don't want to be that type of person, right? You want to be the person who's in the market here, making the money on the way up, right? So to do that, again, think ahead and ultimately lock in. We're at the perfect time to actually start doing that. Next, an interesting thing I wanted to show you is when it comes to meme coins and you look at the gains of memes, I want you to start looking at the chains. Right now, we're seeing that the last cycle, we had 2022, okay? And during 2022, we mainly seen like Solana and Tron. There was no base chain, there was no Sui, there was no Ton chain. Now, there is infinite ways to make gains on these chains. And I'll show you, right? If we go to Dex Screener, which is the website which I like to use, if you want to find this website, I really suggest going on this website, bookmarking at the top and checking it every single day. Dex Screener should be something which you look at religiously every day to get an overall feel of the market. Now, doing so, if we look at things like base chain, for example, we'll see that every single day there's multiples of gains made. And if you didn't know this, from $500, you only need to double your money 11 times to get to $1 million, right? If you don't believe me, look at my Twitter. I actually posted it on my Twitter. If we have a look, I'll actually pull it up. You can start off with $500, double your money 11 times, and be out $1 million. So whenever you're looking at Dex Screener and you're seeing 48% gains, 21% gains, 42% gains, 72% gains in a day, you don't need 100x, 1000x, whatever to make a lot of money. You only need these small percentages. Hedge funds, if they could make these types of investments every day, would be the biggest hedge funds in the world. In the traditional stock market, 5%, 3%, 10% a year is massive. So when you're going through Dex Screener and you're seeing these big moves, this is perfect volatility for you to start off with a few $100s and get to the point where you can actually retire your entire bloodline. Because if you make $1 million, $2 million this cycle, comfortably pull it out from the market and be able to invest it into BTC next cycle, for example, you'll be able to compound your generational wealth forever, right? Now, if we look at Dex Screener, for example, and we go to that 24-hour chart, you can see that base chain is performing very well. You can also see if we look at Sui, Sui is also performing very, very well. Like if we look at some of the top projects on Sui, even the top gainers, like the very big market caps in like the $20 million range. If we look at the $83 million range for some of like the bigger tokens, they're still moving every day. 10%, 40%, 94%. For this one, for Blobs, up 15%. This one's up 46,000%. Okay, so these gains are absolutely massive on every single chain. And if you want to know my best high conviction plays, subscribe to this channel, because tomorrow I'm going to be recording my top 10 meme coins to be investing into. If you're watching this after, subscribe to the channel. At the end of this video, I'll add it as the next one, right? Now, the next thing to understand is that you make a lot of money betting on what is called the non-consensus opinion. Now, what is that? If you've ever seen something called The Big Short, you've probably seen a video where he makes a big bet on the market blowing up. While everybody else was believing that this is going to continue, they was all partying, celebrating, making the most money that there's ever made. During the big short, you seeing a few hand-selected people make big bets that this wasn't going to play out. Now, they got paid the most amount of money because they had an idea what everybody didn't believe in. It's exact same in crypto. Betting on the non-consensus opinion means you're going to win. So in crypto, this cycle, to do that, you have to bet on the chain, which nobody believes in, that is going to win. So you have to look for things that are undervalued to make money. For example, if you was betting on Sui while everybody else was focused on Tron, now you would be making the most money. If you was betting on base chain while everybody else was focused on Solana, you would have been making the most money when everybody moved over to base chain, and you would have been investing into things like Brett, for example. Now you have to do the same thing again. We're in a position where we're going to go for the second leg up. As we see, once the election is finished, and as I mentioned, when we go on this next leg up, you're going to see some of these chains really start to take off. So it's all about where are you going to start placing your bets. You need to be looking for chains which you believe are undervalued, where you can be like, okay, well, everybody's got their attention over here. I'm now going to move over. And having this mindset is crazy, because once people start to come over, you've now got to start changing your decisions, right? Once everybody's now bullish on base chain, you've got to move over to Sui. When everyone gets bullied on Sui, you've got to start moving over to Ton. When everyone gets bullish on Ton, you've got to start moving over to Tron. You always have to start betting on the non-consensus opinion and being one step ahead of the crowd, because everybody else is chasing money. You, my friend, are going to be attracting money. That mindset is what's going to get you rich, not the mindset of chasing like, okay, these coins. You're going to be the exit liquidity, okay? Don't let that go over your head, right? If it's gone over your head, don't worry. You can watch this video again at the end. Now, there's somebody else that also agrees with me on this opinion, and his name is Murad Mohamedov, right? Maybe he's related to Khabib. He doesn't really look like it. But he did a huge pitch in Token 2049, and I actually attended Token 2049, and I wish I actually seen this pitch. I didn't. But I seen it after on social media, and it went absolutely viral. He broke down the exact strategy that you need to have, and we're going to explain it very shortly, to make generational bloodline retirement money this cycle. And he calls it betting on cult-like memes and cult-like assets. If you've seen Tonkat, the project which I'm currently leading the CTO of, it ticks this kind of box, right? But as you see, he speaks about the different types of cult-like brands. As you've seen, you've got Marvel, Supreme, Magic the Gathering, for example, cult-like lifestyle products. You've got, things like the keto diet, things like CrossFit, Soul Cycle. You've got cult-like companies, who'd rather have an Apple, right? An Apple device. No, I'm Apple, I'm Android, right? You've got Tesla, right? You've got Red Bull, for example, Robinhood, Figma, these types of companies which are brands, and their holders are like cults. When you look at your assets, when you look at your meme coins, you need to look for memes that have that same kind of mindset. GigaChad, Whiff, TCAT, biggest meme on Tron. You've got Dogecoin. You've got, I think you had like Doge's mom and stuff like this, right? That's the type of cult-like mindset that you need to have in a meme coin, and that you need to be looking for in these memes, right? So whenever even I speak about a meme, right? Whenever you see a meme, when you're now going to be scrolling through Deck Screener daily, I want you to be looking at these things. There's also another thing that I wanted to show you, right? When it comes to your investments, and you compare BTC, Ethereum, Solana, layer ones, right? DeFi, you can see the results to year to date. If you was all in BTC, you're about 50%. ETH, 14%. Solana, great, 52%. Layer ones, you're actually about break even, right? Modular coins like TIA, DYM, ARB, minus 49%. And I'll tell you why shortly, why that is as well. DeFi, but if you was in meme coins, you're up 425%. Right? So even though this is the consensus opinion, this is, meme coins are taking over right now, Doesn't mean that you go, okay, right, I'm going to go invest all into layer ones because it's down, right? It means you need to find a non-consensus opinion in the area with the most momentum, right? So you look for, Tron meme coins while everybody's focused on Solana meme coins, for example. But you want to stay in this industry where the most amount of gains are. And the reason why the most amount of gains are here, and the reason why these modular coins are going to zero right now, is because of what's called their tokenomics. So, if you are new to this cycle and you've only been investing into meme coins, then let me explain to you this. Meme coins right now, the reason why they are making the most amount of money is because their whole entire supply is on the market, right? For example, if I go to this meme and I go to Sundeg right now, and I look at the overall supply of the token, for example, or in fact, the easier way to do it is on CoinMarketCap, right? So if we look at CoinMarketCap, we look at, let's say, PopCap, for example. You can see that the circulating supply of PopCap is basically 1 billion, right? Just under 1 billion, right? If we go to another coin, like let's say Brett, you see Brett again is about 10 billion, right? But again, the circulating supply, which is here, right, 9 billion, and the max supply is the same. Look at this fuckeries, right? When you look at tokens like Star Atlas when they launched, during the altcoin season, they only released 2% of their entire supply onto the market. Which is why when you look at the price of Star Atlas when it launched, you'll see it launched all the way at $11 and is now less than 20 cents. Right? It's down from up here, down here, 98.12%. But its market cap has only actually increased in supply. So it is like 1,000 times harder for it to pump back up here right now because there's so much supply on the market. Now, where was that supply coming from, right? It was coming from people like me, holding my hands up, right? Even I was in this project early. It was up like 500x or something, even like 1,000x or something like this, right? I actually even shorted this project as well on the market. Right, full transparency. VCs, early KOLs and influencers, right, and all the other project and founders out there, they got into earlier rounds. Right? This is why I always say to people, join Interstellar DAO whenever I speak about it in the Telegram if you want to be in earlier rounds, because that's just how the game works with these projects, right? They raise money from investors, right, during a token sale. Right, that you can see here that at all-time high from paid network, it was up 136x. You can see it here. Then they vest the tokens, and then you see all those tokens get dumped on the market. So you've got supply which wasn't there, everybody trading this token 2%, and then boom, dump. It's basically now impossible for these projects to rise. However, with meme coins launch pure. This is why if you ever invest in a meme coin, don't ever invest into a private sale meme coin, right? You have to be in pure memes. The court has to get in late. The court can't be in early. Right? And you see it here. He actually says there's two types of meme coins. PvP meme coins and PvE meme coins. So your PvP meme coins, right, are same dev as Wchich, deck screener paid KOLs, just CTO'd, right? Trading over hodl, right? Telegram, let's get the callers in. Might run like Billy, right? 2, trying to be the next Dogecoin, right? Trying to be a long-lasting culture, trying to build a brand, building a movement, hodling over trading, and belief in a $10 billion market cap, right? Trying to be a multi-cycle meme coin. That's the difference in these projects. If you want to retire your Bloodline, you don't invest in PvP meme coins. You invest in PvE meme coins, right? which is the same thing as PPP. We've been speaking about it forever on this channel. If you followed me for a long time, you know about PPP culture, but this is the cult culture. You want to invest in these ones because these ones are the ones that can run to 10 billion. If you want me to speak about, okay, how to spot a PVE or PPP meme coin early, comment down below. I'll show you exactly how. Because this is the main thing that actually matters when it comes to retiring your bloodline, to deciding what to actually invest into. Here's 2 lists, and write this down, screenshot this, take a picture, put it as your home screen. This is the most important thing that you're gonna be able to gather from this video. Again, community. Poor people need to get rich. Whenever there's an airdrop doesn't make poor people rich, right? When you look at dogs, for example, and this is the reason why dogs is performing so poorly right now, is because poor people did not get rich. It's another different way of, I'm going to say it, scamming people. It's another different way of scamming people, because it's exactly like running a private sale. You have supply and token unlocks dropping on people every single day, right? While you have people speaking about the biggest airdrop, tap to earn, blah, 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 and everybody gets dropped about $20. It's pathetic. Poor people have to get rich in a meme coin for a meme coin to grow, right? So if you see a project that's an airdrop, it doesn't align with it, right? Poor people are not going to get rich. Token distribution, right? Token needs to be everywhere. Attention, fairness, organic price discovery, no unlocks, no supply overhead, right? Avoid old coins, avoid like long-term bag holders, focus on the new coins with positive momentum, right? Evangelism and authenticity, most importantly. No VCs, right? VCs buying on the market. No cabal. The cabal have to get in on the market, right? You need to know who the whales are, right? Especially for certain coins, you can see it, right? You need to understand the message, the decentralization, and, you know, things like people not selling, right? There's so many points that you need to know. And if you follow this video, I strongly urge you to write down all these points you know. Because over the coming weeks and months on this channel, I'm going to be sharing with you meme coins which I'm looking at. And I want you to question me through these same things, why they're a good investment, even if I'm coming out and shelling the bag, right? This channel is going to be focused on authenticity at the highest. And also, if you want to know the top memes that I'm looking at, make sure to subscribe to this channel and check out the next video. I'll see you in the next one.